Welcome to Teachings from the Masters with Daryl Shaun Price. Hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Today I want to talk to you about the results that actions have in you being the master, the creator of your life. And as we begin this discussion, I want to bring up a principle from Taoism that I've talked about a few times now. That is the principle of the Wu Wei that states, the master, or you, do nothing. And yet through the master, you, nothing is left undone. Now this goes very contrary to what we're taught in modern Western civilization. We're taught very much that your actions create your results, your actions create your results, your actions create your results. If you work hard enough and long enough, then you can actually get financial freedom. If you push harder, then you can get a better and healthier body. If you really, really work on bettering yourself, then you can have better relationships. Well, this cause and effect is what we've built everything on in our society. Because you are this and do this, you get this result. And there's some truth to that, sure. But when you are focused on being the master creator, it isn't the actions you take that create the results. It's the state of being that you're in. And the reality is, that's true for everybody. Every one of you knows somebody who has struggled their entire life towards something they want, but never seems to get there. And you all know someone else who's done very, very little struggle, just seems to imagine things and they just happen. And it's because at the heart of it, the truth is, your actions do not create the results you experience in life. And I know you're going to try to point out, well, there's this person I know who worked really, 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 really hard and finally got this. So obviously their hard work created this. No, it was their belief that the hard work was necessary that let them experience that after the hard work. They could have had that same experience without all the hard work. And yeah, this is where I get the most pushback on anything that I teach. But I'll tell you, this happens. This is a concept that exists in every philosophical tradition throughout all of history. You change your state of being, you change your mindset, and the results you experience automatically change. The cause is you becoming someone new. The effect happens from that and happens much faster than if you put all this stuff in the way. And that's really what you're doing. When you decide that I have to take this action before I have this result, okay, good, you get to experience the result. But you only had to take this action because you believed you needed to take that action to prove to yourself you can experience this result. Now, over and over again, I get people pushing back one way or another. And we're going to go to the two extremes that I get all the time. And I want to talk about them today and help you understand what role your actions actually play in the life you're experiencing. So first, there's the one extreme of the people who say, well, it's nice to imagine, but I have to do all these things. I have to take care of the family and I've got to go do my job and I've got to do all this stuff. And all of their attention, all of their energy is on this old life, not the result they want. So the result they want becomes something fun they play with maybe in 10 to 15 minutes a day when they have some time to meditate. And that's about it. So they don't believe that they create their results. And they are in fear maintaining the old life. And then there's people that go to the other extreme, who go, okay, well, I'm going to believe this so much, and this is what my new life is, that I'm refused to ever do anything over here. And I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to sell everything, and I'm going to stop paying attention to any people ever. Well, they're also stuck in a pattern of doing. And again, attention, energy on the external circumstances. You are the master. It's your state of being on the inside that you focus on. When your attention is on alignment, spirit, heart, and mind in sync no matter what. When your focus is on that and only that, You're not running around taking action on the outside. So then the question comes up, what do you do? Take inspired action. So going back to that concept of the Wu Wei, when the master does nothing, and yet through the master nothing is left undone, the implication there is you're not taking action unless it is inspired. The master isn't doing and planning, okay, I want to be rich, so how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? How do I map out all the steps and let me work and hustle and push and push and work and hustle and push and push? And yes, from a logical standpoint, you can say, well, but if I work and hustle and push, I will get rich. Yes, because you believe if you work and hustle and push, you will get rich. That's why. It isn't the work and the hustle, it's the belief that created that reality. So you fed that belief, and as you continue to feed that belief, you have to see the reality that you believe. So yes, you can do it that way. But coming back to what I was just talking about, so the Wu Wei. So when you imagine yourself as completely financially free, wealthy, independent from having to worry about money ever again, and you get into that state of being, and it feels real, then once you're in that state of being, you don't do anything. When something comes up that feels like peace, lean into that. It could be as simple as, oh, I'm going to go buy some new clothes. Oh, I'm going to go get this thing I always wanted. I'm just going to go buy it. I'm not going to worry about if I have enough money. Take the simple actions that are inspired. And the reason why the Wu Wei says the master does nothing is because you didn't figure it out. You didn't map it out. You didn't plan what steps to take to create that result. You were led because you were in alignment and listening on the easiest path to creating your happiest life. And yes, there will be people who will put all these beliefs in the way. And in fact, the reality is this: everything you desire has already been created for you, or you wouldn't desire it. It is already yours. It is already done. The reason you're not experiencing it in your external circumstances is because there's something in the way that you believe has to happen before you experience that. That's it. Let's take an example. So let's say you feel inspired one day to go out and buy a lottery ticket. Buy a Powerball ticket for the jackpot that, let's say, is $500 million. And the numbers come up, you scan it, and you won. You just won $500 million. Well, that $500 million isn't in your bank account yet. And there's steps you're going to take. You're going to end up calling the lottery commission for whatever state you live in and say, okay, I need to set an appointment because I won the big jackpot, and you can't just go back to your gas station and collect $500 million. You set the appointment, you sign the back of the ticket, you go in, you decide whether to be anonymous or not. There's all these steps before the money actually hits your account. But at the moment that you scan that ticket and it says you have won, do you have any doubt that you just got $500 million? You don't. And yeah, that's because of the senses, and you see the evidence of it there. But the master does not trust their senses as the ultimate authority. The senses are only there to perceive what has already been created, not what is happening now. This already happened, therefore I'm perceiving it in my external reality. So just like the winning the lottery ticket, whenever you get into that state of being, whatever that state of being is, I'm completely in alignment. I feel at peace. Oh, I have this idea of something I want to experience. Oh, I'm imagining that. Oh, here's what it feels like. Yeah, that feels good. Created. Just like scanning a lottery ticket. Boom, I've already got that. I felt it. It's real. I know it. Now, what most people do is one of two things. They come out of that state of being, or they come out of the experience of getting into that state of being, and they will go and say, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to make it happen? Well, let me go do this. What about this? What about that? Again, energy and attention is shifted from I've already won, it's already mine, I'm already in that state, to here's the old life I got to fix. Or they look at the old life and go, oh, well, that's not real. That's not really happening yet. I don't see it. Where's the proof? If that really happened, how come I can't see it? Again, the attention and energy has shifted from that internal being that you created to the external reality. This is why the master does not trust their senses, because it's not the ultimate authority. It's just information. It's just feedback from a reflection that was already created. So what do? Stay in that state of being of, hey, it's already done. I felt it. Same way as if you'd scanned the lottery ticket and saw that you won. Yeah, the money's not in your account yet, but you know you have it. Stay in that state of being if it's already done. I already have it. I know I've already created it. It's done. And then don't do anything. Don't rush off and quit your job. Don't go out and drastically change anything. Don't go force or fight anything in the external world. Observe it. Be aware of it. Accept it is what it is. Continue a normal routine until inspired action says do this. The problem is we have been trained that right here is the ultimate authority. Whatever you can figure out, you've got to bootstrap it. You have got to figure out solutions. You are the only one who gets to take control of what's happening in your life and change it. Well, yeah, but you don't change it by running out here trying to force and fix all the external. The moment you truly shift your being on the inside, there is no delay on what you experience on the outside. If there is a delay, you accept that it exists because old patterns are playing out and let them play out. Some of the most amazing miracles in my life have happened when I was literally doing nothing. Not frantically running around trying to fill the void with what productive thing should I be doing so that I can have the life I want to do. Doing nothing, just sitting, just being at peace, observing my dogs playing. Something simple. And then in that moment, inspired action. You should go to the store right now. Okay, I don't really need anything, but I'll go to the store. And in fact, I had this experience last week. I was sitting there playing with my dogs, throwing a ball. Each of my dogs has a very specific toy. One loves balls, one loves little plushies, the other one loves little rubber wheels. So I was throwing each of these three things to the different dogs back and forth. It was like this juggling act of dogs running to get things and bringing toys to me. It was great. It was fun, and it felt so wonderful. Just happy bliss to be in that moment. And all of a sudden, I had a thought, go to the store. So I did. Got ready, got up, went to the store, walked around the store until it felt like I'm done walking around the store. Then I went home. I didn't buy anything. I did not get anything at the store. Now, logical mind would say, what a waste of time. Why did you even do that? Blah, blah, blah. No. I followed inspired action. I have no clue if anything's going to come from that visit or not, except for the fact that I was at peace and it felt like the right thing to do at exactly that moment. You know, we have so many things that happen in our lives that we throw up to coincidence or good luck or bad luck or whatever. But you are being directed. You've created your state of being, whatever it is. And now automatically, the world outside of you is shifting to reflect that. So that delay one morning when all of a sudden you're trying to get breakfast ready before you go somewhere and it doesn't work out so well and you end up late, could put you in exactly the right moment at the right time because you were a few minutes late from what you logically thought should happen. This is why it's so important to stop trying to figure out the pattern of the outside world. The thoughts and the physical senses, which are how we usually choose to take action, are what is slowing you down from having the life of your dreams. You know, I've said this over and over again, but it is true. There is nothing greater than the power of you. When you are in alignment, your focus is on your heart, mind, and spirit being in alignment internally. You will naturally create your happiest life and manifest miracles. That's when you get those stories you've heard from me over and over again of, wow, I just had an idea that felt good to go do this thing that ends up putting you in the right spot to meet somebody that gives you the opportunity you imagined. And this has happened to me over and over and over again. I just had a conversation with somebody I've never met who has already given a charity that I'm working on $25,000 and is now talking about giving them more. I've never met the person. I don't know them. They came into my existence because an old friend reached out to me and I followed the inspiration of just talking to that old friend. I did not plan anything. The master does nothing. And yet through the master, nothing is left undone. I want you to take a few moments. I want you to really, really hone in on that desire, that one right now that is just, man, I really want to experience this, whatever that is. Real financial freedom, happy relationships with someone you love, a healthy body, and you're never worried about what's going to go wrong with it. Focus on that. Take a moment and imagine already being that person or having that thing you desire. Then pay attention to how it feels as you imagine that. By doing this, you're getting in alignment. These desires, they're breadcrumbs from your spirit saying, hey, given the things that you have chosen to believe and the identity you've created up to this point, let's shift your focus to this desire because it will bring us more into alignment. In the eternal grand scheme of things, the energy of creation, your spirit doesn't care if you have all the money and the happy relationships or the healthiest and most beautiful body at all. It doesn't. But if that is the desire that gets you more into alignment in the easiest way, that's why you've got it. That desire is yours to experience because in that experience, you will be more in alignment. So you focus on that desire. You imagine it until it feels real and you know what that feels like when you have it. It doesn't matter what the feeling is. There's no good or bad. It's just that's what it feels like when I am that person or have that thing. Now you step back into life with that feeling still intact and you continue to feel that. I'm financially free. I'm completely healthy. I'm in happy relationships. I love my life. You stay in that state of alignment where you feel at peace. And do not act at all unless it's inspired. Oh, this idea popped up. It feels like peace. I'm going to do that. Not, okay, well, now what do I got to do to make that happen? I really want that. How do I make it happen? How do I make it happen faster? And that's another thing. Time frames. I get this all the time. Well, when is it going to happen? It already happened. The more you ask when, the more you're chasing and seeking, which means you've automatically shifted your attention from that internal state of being of knowing it's done to where is it out here? If you are putting your attention and energy on the old life that is showing up right now in the reflections of what you're experiencing, then you're going to get more of the old life. So it slows down the new life coming. I'm going to tell you right now, I live a life where it doesn't matter what time of day I wake up. I don't have specific obligations that I have to do at certain times to make sure things happen. Otherwise, we're not going to be okay. I wake up when I want. And what do? I listen to what feels like peace. I'm going to go make some tea. It feels like peace to do that right now. I'm going to go drink some water. I'm going to go wear this shirt today. Oh, I feel like going out and doing this thing. Ooh, I'm going to step outside because it's really cool today. And that feels good. I do what feels good because I have 100% faith. The desire of imagined is already done. And as long as I focus on staying in that good feeling, as long as I focus on staying in that state of alignment, and that's all I focus on, the rest is taken care of. When an inspired action comes up, I take it. And so often I see people sabotaging becoming the master and truly creating their deepest desires because of all the action they believe they need to take. Well, if you're not working hard, you're not productive and you're lazy and you're not going to have anything left. Well, if you're not doing something, nothing's going to happen. If you don't create this cause, you will not get this result. The cause is your alignment. The interactions you have in the external world are based on inspired action only because you are the master. You can create any life you want. The energy of creation is infinite. It is eternal. It flows through all things, and you can use it to create anything you want because you are the master. And it has nothing to do with the actions you take. You create through alignment. Then you follow inspired action. And other than that, just stay mindful, which means you're aware and accepting of things exactly the way they are without losing that state of being who you want or having what you want. So, start listening to what feels like peace and taking that action only. Because as I've stated before, you're either listening or you're struggling. So now is your time to listen. Now is your time to follow the peace. Take inspired action. Let the rest be. Thank you for watching. See you next time.